You just have to keep going. How grave you say this thing that I thought at the time didn't make sense. Don't let go for a better grip. But it is really true. The grip you got is the grip you got. You just got to hang on and keep going. I want to say that as a mother, I had those instincts that something wasn't well very early on. When he was 11 or 12 months, they did this particular shot, and he cried for 2 weeks straight, fever, arching the back. And I think that's when I sort of say, this, it's like he's in pain, but I can't figure out what it was. And he had the requisite 50 words of vocabulary that was comprehensible. He could identify things by pointing, but he wouldn't talk. So if you ask, okay. And we got this appointment, and this man looked at him in the waiting room and said, "Oh yeah, the kid's autistic." I'm like, "What? You didn't even have a conversation with him?" Yeah,
good-looking kid.
We got. That was his first thing, and I was completely, I'm not buying that. I mean, I knew there was something, but it can't be that. Because up to that point, as part of my social work intern, I had worked at the state hospital, and I'd worked in the children's unit, and I'd worked on the autism unit. So my experience of autism was that intense part of the spectrum, and I saw them in a clinical setting, so I saw the hardest cases with families was really in distress. I had no idea that there was a range. So when I heard that, I was like, "Oh heck no!" The doctor said, "Just don't fight the holy grail of the diagnosis. What you have to do is think about what you want for your son, the life you want." And I said, "Well, I want him to have a happy life, to be in place with people who love him, to have friends, to have birthday parties," because I was reflecting on the people I'd seen at the state hospital who had been, for all intents and purposes, almost abandoned by their families because there's one client, and I remember her, she really rests on my heart. I met her, she was 14, she'd been there since she was 4 in state care. But you have to think that back in the day, my son's 27, there was so limited resources that in order for your child to get good care, sometimes that was the option the family had to make, that difficult choice of saying, if this is the only way we can afford the care, is that if the state is paying, but if the state pays the state, then we take the child. And if you have this situation, I don't know what other people's lives are, so I can't really assess that, but I was like, that's not happening to my child. And then he had the nerve to tell me, "But you're young, you can have other children. Because the prognosis for children with autism is by 11 you're going to have him in a home or in the state. So start now having other children. At least he'll have an opportunity to have siblings who can help you with him when you're older." I picked up my baby, and I got up, and I walked out of the door, and I told my husband who was sitting on the table, "Michael, get up, we're leaving." And out we went, and I got out.
So Louise, do you think that you're a strong woman?
Oh, hardly. I think I'm a woman who does what's necessary to make it day to day. If I can't look at it in terms of strength, because I have so many moments of feeling completely weak and overwhelmed and about to give up, then I say, well, I can't afford to do that, because tomorrow is another day. And in the room next to me or downstairs, laughing at some cartoon, is a kid who's relying on me.